Hi guys, it's Ksenia. Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you guys 6 new perfumes that I have added to my collection, and I wanted to include them specifically all together in this video because they all have one thing in common, and that is they are super inexpensive perfumes that literally smell like they could be designer or niche scents, in my opinion. I've done this type of video before where I shared with you guys some affordable perfumes that smell really expensive. I'm just really passionate about this whole topic because I feel like there's this misconception about perfumes and fragrances in general that like, oh, she smells expensive. And to me, to smell expensive, you don't need to have expensive perfumes. All of these scents will literally get you to smell expensive and rich and luxurious and so sexy and sensual. That's like my favorite type of way to smell. So that's why I always mention like sexy perfumes on my channel and sweet perfumes. A lot of these are like so underrated that when I discovered them, I was so excited to sit down and make this video because I just have to let you guys know about these. But before we get into this video, make sure that you are subscribed to my channel and turn your post notifications on so that you don't miss a post. With all that being said, if you want to see these 6 amazing, delicious, sexy perfumes, then just keep watching. So I'm going to start off with one that is actually not underrated. I hear about this a lot, and literally so many of you have recommended this perfume to me like over and over again. I always see it pop up in my comments, and I finally bought it. I had to order it online, which, as you guys know, I don't like ordering things online. Probably 90% of my perfumes are perfumes that I bought in store because I have no patience to be like super excited about a perfume, but I cannot get it. Like, I'd rather just not have it at all than wait like a week to get it. That's just like my thought process. It's probably really stupid. I know people love online shopping, but it's just not for me. But sometimes there are scents where I will literally go to the depths of the earth to find them around me, and I cannot, and I just really want them. Then I make an exception and I online shop. So that was the case for this first perfume. I order all of my perfumes on Fragrance X. I always get comments asking me what are good websites that you could purchase your perfumes, but that is also like authentic. You know, you're not buying a fake and spending money on something that's not even authentic. And that is Fragrance X. I'm not sponsored by Fragrance X. I literally have no correlation to Fragrance X, but I always like to recommend them because as much as I hate online shopping, they actually make it really easy and enjoyable because they ship out really fast. Their prices are amazing. They have like the lowest prices ever, and they are authentic. So I just want to let you guys know, for those of you that always ask me, this is Signorina Misteriosa from Salvatore Ferragamo. I hear so much about this scent, and because I've mentioned to you guys that I love berry perfumes, you always mention it in my comments, so I had to get my hands on this beautiful perfume. So this is what the bottle looks like. I did get the full 100 ml bottle. Oh, it's so good. This is exactly what I love in a perfume. Like, my top 3 things that I look for in a perfume are like sweetness, sexiness, and usually some form of like a berry note added in there, because I just feel like berries just add like this sensual, captivating scent to all perfumes. This one has all of those things, and after I looked at the notes, I was like, I'm definitely ordering that online. So this is top notes of blackberry and neroli, middle notes of tuberose and orange blossom, and base notes of milk mousse, black vanilla husk, and patchouli. I think what really got me is the milk mousse. Even the picture of it, it's just giving off like very much whipped cream, like super milky, creamy, sweet vibes. And literally, if I see any perfumes with those types of notes, I always just need to snatch it up and have it in my collection. The mixture with the milk mousse, the black vanilla husk, and then the blackberry, I thought would just be like a match made in heaven. It does have tuberose in it and orange blossom, but the thing about both of those florals is that they're like more sweet florals. Like the tuberose scents, I feel like usually kind of come across as kind of like almost like a bubblegummy sort of feel. Like that's kind of like the scent that it could sometimes come across as in a lot of perfumes. And then orange blossom has like a little bit of sweetness to it. Not really sure about the neroli. I'm actually not really sure what neroli smells like. It's such a deep berry scent, but it's not just sweet. I feel like it is sweet, okay, like it's mostly sweet. That's the category that this would go in, is just like a sweet, fruity, but like dark fruity, not airy, fresh kind of fruity. Although there is a freshness to this, there is kind of like a greenness about this scent. Like it's almost like you can smell the berries, but you can also smell a little bit of like leaves along with like those berries, you know, like the stems. But that green scent is not very exaggerated. I feel like every time I think of a berry scent with like a really exaggerated green scent to it, I think of Lalique's Amethyst, which I actually did not like. I did put it up on my Mercari. It literally has like every berry imaginable in it, but the green notes overshadow it so much, and it's like too patchouli heavy, I feel like. And then those green notes, it just is too much of a green scent and lacks sweetness. This one is like the perfect balance of being super sweet, but it does have like this little green tang to it. Don't be like alarmed by that in case you don't like those types of scent, because overall this is such a sweet scent. It literally just smells like a blackberry, but turn it into a perfume. It's definitely super sexy. It's dark. It has like this very mysterious vibe to it. If you like scents along the line of black opium, but take out the coffee and add berries, then you will enjoy this. But that's not to say that if you don't love black opium, then you won't love this, because this is different enough. Like, I feel like I'm not making any sense. To me, this is just a really sweet, dense, creamy blackberry scent, like blackberry through and through. But it's kind of like almost like a gourmand blackberry, like almost kind of like a blackberry pie of some sort. Think blueberry, blackberry ice cream, Skittles. That's this guy right here. So if that fits within your perfume taste, then this is definitely a go-to. I could definitely see this being such a complimented scent. And although this is very sweet, this could be worn, I feel like, all year round. You guys always tell me, like, why do you talk so much about a perfume? I feel like when I'm describing a perfume, I can't just say this perfume is sweet. This perfume has blackberry. Okay, let's move on to the next one. I feel like I want to like say every single thing that I'm thinking of in my head, and it's usually like a long list. So that's why I talk so long. It's just because I want to really like give you an image. All that to say, that's not going to change. So if you don't love how much I describe scents, then this is not the channel for you. The next perfume I'm going to share with you guys is so underrated. Not even underrated, because I feel like for something to be underrated, it's just like talked about just a little bit. This is literally not talked about at all. I don't know of a single person that has mentioned this. I can't even find this on Fragrantica. That's how you know. I had kind of low expectations, okay, when I first bought this, but as soon as I sprayed it on, I literally got compliments all day the first time that I ever wore this scent. This is Ellis Orchid. So I picked this up at Burlington. I think it was like $20, and it is the 100 ml. So the bottle of this is pretty interesting. It just kind of looks like this. I don't really know what it's supposed to be. This is so good. This is the epitome of sexy. I had never tried anything from this brand, Ellis. I know it's like also a clothing brand, I believe. I don't know. I literally have never tried anything from them. So I didn't really know what I was going into, but I was like, this kind of looks interesting. And typically I'm a really big fan of Orchid scents. So when I saw like Ellis Orchid, I was like, let me grab it. It's $20, and it was literally the best decision I have ever made. If you guys can get your hands on one perfume in this entire video, get this. I think this is a perfume that should be in every single person's collection, because wow. I met up with my best friend after I had sprayed this on. I had bought this earlier in the day, and then later at night we went out to the mall and we were just walking around. As soon as I met up with her, she was like, you literally smell so good. So like I said, I cannot find anything about this scent on Fragrantica, so I had to go on the actual Ellis website in order for me to kind of read you guys the notes. So I'm going to read you the full description. So the description of this is: the sparkling freshness of Italian bergamot bursts with irresistible dewberry, while passion fruit nectar sweetens the zesty and vivacious top notes. The narcotic scent of night blooming jasmine and the seductive warmth of liquid amber awaken the heart of the fragrance. The creamy woody notes of Indonesian patchouli and gourmand effects of vanilla and tonka bean leave an everlasting trail of elegant femininity. Does that not just sound like the most amazing perfume description you have ever read? Normally, I always pretty much have my thoughts on perfume descriptions. Like, the way I think a perfume smells will not always agree with a description. But with this scent, this is exactly that description. It's exactly what this is. It kind of, I guess, starts off with that like Italian bergamot, so it does have like this burst of like a citrus vibe to it, but I always hesitate saying that because I don't like citrus scents. I feel like I equate citrus scents to like bathroom cleaners. You don't get that at all, but it does kind of, I guess, start off with like a little freshness, like a burst to it, but It's like a very sweet burst, and it has like this really, really fruity vibe. Even when you first spray this out, I guess that's that passion fruit, which kind of like sweetens up the zestiness, which is literally exactly the description that they have said. Like, honestly, there's not much more I can add to this other than that, because I feel like the description is so spot on to everything that I would have already said about this scent had I not read that description. You just need it. You absolutely need it. You can smell kind of like a berry vibe in here, but it's like expensive. This is berries, but it's so mature in a really, really good, like sexy type of way. I feel like now this is like my secret weapon at this point, because every single time that I've worn this, I get multiple compliments. Like not even one, multiple compliments. This kind of like, in a way, like in a sense, kind of reminds me of Calvin Klein Euphoria. Kind of. This is way more soft. Like I feel like Euphoria has a little bit of like this sharpness to it, a little bit of like a polarizing quality. This one does not. Like when you smell this on somebody, you're gonna be in like a trance. That is Perry Ellis Orchid. Definitely get your hands on this. Whatever you do, you need to get your hands on this. Go to Burlington, that's where I found mine, but you can find it online for literally like 20 bucks. I still am mind blown at the fact that that is $20. When I told that to my friend, like how I told you guys, she was complimenting me and smelling me nonstop, she was about to go and buy it, and she doesn't even wear perfumes. That's how much she loved it. There's literally not one single thing that I could say bad about this. Performance is good, it's long lasting, great projection, like great smell, just all around a 10 out of 10 like fragrance. I would rate that higher than a 10 out of 10 if I could. Speaking of Calvin Klein Euphoria, I have I have the original Euphoria right here, and then I have Deep Euphoria, but this is Deep Euphoria, the Eau de Toilette version, which is a little bit different than the Eau de Parfum. I'm pretty sure I've talked about the original Euphoria in a video before. So Euphoria is honestly like a very euphoric type of scent. This is such a hard scent to explain. Like it literally makes me frustrated when I try to explain this perfume. It's like this very euphoric, magical scent that just kind of like almost hypnotizes you. This is a beautiful scent, and it's such a complimented scent on so many people. Like one of the most complimented perfumes in the world. It has kind of like the same uniqueness that I would say Alien from Thierry Mugler has. It just has like this originality to it that you don't find in a lot of perfumes. It is a sweet perfume, but it's like woody at the same time. It's like kind of like spicy. It has like an oriental vibe in my opinion. This is pomegranate, persimmon, and green accords in the top notes. It has middle notes of black orchid, lotus, and champaca, and base notes of mahogany, amber, black violet, and whipped dream. So I guess that orchid comes in again, which is why I feel like it's giving me similar vibes to this, but it's just a lot more intense in here. Like everything about this is a lot more intense, and you get the pomegranate in here, which just gives it like that deep, sexy vibe. I swear, you guys are sick and tired of hearing how much I love pomegranate. It's done so beautifully in here, where it's such a perfumey pomegranate. This is not like a fruity perfume that kind of smells like a body spray. This smells like rich through and through. It has some really like unique notes in it too, like mahogany. It definitely dries down with like that kind of woody vibe. It does have like this kind of masculine vibe to it as well. Like some people have said that this does have like a cologne sort of feel, so there's that. I know a lot of women enjoy that. I enjoy that personally. I love scents that kind of lean, like they're not completely unisex, but they kind of lean a little bit over to the unisex side. I personally find those scents so sexy. I feel like most women love the scent of men's cologne, and myself included. So to get that in a feminine perfume, but that has a little bit of that like sexy vibe, that's all I look for. This scent lasts me all day, all night, to the next day. It just literally like sticks to my skin somehow. I don't know. This is just a really good kind of like edgy, sweet, but woody kind of a fragrance. It has elements of like everything combined in here, and it just works. So I love Calvin Klein Euphoria. And then I also have the Deep Euphoria, but in the Eau de Toilette version. I have not tried the Eau de Parfum. I'm not sure what that smells like. This smells completely different to the original Euphoria. It's a lot more calmer. This one's more like everyday, even though this is everyday. It's like a signature type of scent because it's so unique. But this one is more like everyday, you know, any occasion type of a scent. The notes in it are a lot lighter, which you'll see. This has top notes of water lily and pear, middle notes of black rose, and base notes of woody notes and musk. The notes are way more simple, nothing super crazy and edgy and out there in this one, and that's basically exactly what this one smells like, at least the toilette version. This to me does kind of have a little bit of like a strong patchouli dry down, in a good way though, because it's still very sweet, which is weird considering there's no patchouli. It's probably like that black rose that's giving it that vibe. If a perfume doesn't have patchouli but it has rose, I always think it has patchouli because I always mistake the rose for patchouli. Like sometimes they can give off the same vibes. I don't know if that's just me. Overall, this is really pretty. It's a lot lighter than Euphoria, so if that's a little too much for you, then try this one out. I get like this peppery vibe to it whenever I smell my hand, like almost like a spice to it, but it doesn't have any spice notes. Maybe it's the woody notes kind of giving it that vibe, but I feel like this one's a lot more feminine, whereas this one has a hint of like that masculine quality to it as well as being super feminine. So that's the only difference, but it's definitely like overall just a lot lighter. So that is Deep Euphoria. So the last two scents, I feel like I discovered some of the best perfumes ever from this house. So one of them I discovered on my own, and then somebody had actually commented on one of my videos to try out the other one, which is a flanker of the one I'm going to show you right now. This right here is the Christian Siriano Silhouette perfume. So I not only have the original Silhouette, this is the OG, but somebody told me to try out the Intimate Silhouette. If I can find your comment, I will put it up right here. If I cannot, I'm sorry. You know who you are. So if you were the one that let me know to grab this scent, comment down below because you are an OG. This scent is absolutely amazing. But before we get to that one, I want to talk about the original. I found this at Burlington right now because it's the holidays. All of the discount stores like Ross, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, Burlington, they have so many perfume gift sets in their stores right now. This is definitely the time if you're a beginner and you're trying to start out with perfumes but you don't want to break the bank. Go to those stores, especially right now, because they have so many perfumes. They have gift sets. It's craziness right now. I think I found this for, I think it was $30, but it does come with the full size perfume. It comes with a shower gel and then the body lotion of it. So it's a great deal. I feel like in a lot of gift sets, the lotion and the body gels that they come with are like super tiny, and these are like legitimate. Like these are like full size products. But let's talk about this scent. As soon as I went into my car and I unwrapped this and I smelled this, I fell in love. This packaging honestly kind of reminds me of the same packaging as the Selena Gomez perfume, except without this like obnoxious weird lip thing at the top that I don't think anybody likes. They look very similar. Like even the writing that's right here, this one says it right here. But anyways, this scent, it basically opens up like this. I'm gonna give the weirdest description ever of this scent, but this reminds me of, I used to take piano lessons a long time ago, and this reminds me of the room that I would get piano lessons in. Like I feel like my teacher like smelled like this or something, and he was a guy. This scent does have like a masculine, it has, I don't want to say masculine, I want to say unisex. And also every time I say unisex, I feel like I just want to like preface that by saying you could wear feminine perfumes or like perfumes if you were a guy, and you could wear colognes if you were a woman. As long as they smell good, you can wear whatever you want. Sometimes I literally wear my fiance's colognes because I think they smell so amazing, and I will layer them with some of my perfumes. So when I say unisex or this smells feminine and this smells masculine, that's just to kind of like describe it. It's not me telling you like, oh, you can only wear this if you are a woman, or you could only wear this if you're a man. You know, like I think you guys get it, but I'm just trying to like explain the scent of these. This one is so good. Oh my god, this is the definition of a sexy fragrance. This is a perfume that kind of like leaves me speechless because I don't even know where to begin to try to describe this. There's a lot happening in here. This has top notes of blackcurrant, mandarin orange, green apple, grapefruit, and green notes. Middle notes of freesia, rose, and jasmine, and base notes of tonka bean, amber, siam benzoin, musk, ambrette, and oak moss. I don't know if those notes necessarily really portray this to exactly what this smells like. Oh my god, this smell is addicting. I feel like I've been holding this perfume up to my nose for like 10 minutes now because I just can't get it out of my nose. It smells so good. This kind of has vibes to Baccarat Rouge, but it's also completely different than Baccarat Rouge. It has like a little bit of like this ozonic scent to it, but it's sweet in a completely different way. I feel like Baccarat Rouge, I think we all know, has like this very medicinal vibe. Like some people literally think it smells like the inside of a hospital. This does not smell like that at all, but it does have like this hint of an ozonic vibe, which is why I'm kind of making a comparison, even though I don't even want to compare the two because they're two completely different scents, but it does have like that same kind of ozonic, weird, unique vibe that Baccarat Rouge has, but this just leans in a completely different type of way. I don't know how to describe this. This is very sweet. It's very woody. It's a really well-rounded scent. There's a lot of really creamy notes in here that makes this like such a deep and sultry, sexy scent. The tonka bean, the amber, the benzoin, I don't know. There is like this also a bit of like this muskiness to it, but it's like really good sweet musk. And then the oak moss gives it like that chypre quality. I don't smell any floral scent to this at all I'm getting is like a really unique sweet scent with like a little bit of fruits at the top, but honestly nothing that you can actually like pick out of here. It's just sweetness. I feel like I can smell the base notes more than anything. The top notes and middle notes don't even exist in this scent because it just dries down immediately to those base notes, and it's just so warm, inviting, mysterious, ultra sexy. The name Silhouette kind of evokes that type of vibe. This is super hard for me to explain. I know that I've explained it absolutely horribly, but trust and believe, this is a scent you need to get your hands on. You could find it for super inexpensive online, but also, like I said, check out Burlington. I feel like the scents that I've discovered lately, like these ones right here, are like my scents that I don't want to tell anybody about, even though I'm telling you guys about, but I just feel like the world needs to know about these scents, you know? Like I can't let them just fly under the radar, but at the same time I'm like, I want to keep them to myself so that I could smell good and people could be like, what are you wearing? But they'll never know. Now let's talk about the flanker of Silhouette, which is Intimate Silhouette. So what do you think this smells like? I was getting more people telling me to try out this scent, and if you actually look this up, it's still not a very talked about scent, but the people that have this in their collection have said that people literally will stop them dead in their tracks to ask what they're wearing. This one is, again, why can't I open that? So Intimate Silhouette has literally completely different notes. This one had so many notes in it. This one doesn't have that many, but the notes in here are such unique notes, especially the blend of these notes together. So this is top notes of sesame, middle notes of amberwood, hazelnut, jasmine, and base notes of Madagascar vanilla, sandalwood, and cashmere musk. So I have never seen a perfume ever that has had sesame in it, so that just completely caught me off guard. I mean, I don't really smell sesame in here. This is so good. This also has that like cologne vibe to it, but it's again still very sweet. It's just kind of in a different way than this one. This one doesn't have that Baccarat Rouge ozonic vibe that this one kind of has, but this one you have hazelnut in here, and you know hazelnut, it's such a sought out scent, I feel like, because it just gives this like chocolatey deliciousness, and it's just such a sexy scent. I just feel like so many people love hazelnut in their scents, and in here you can definitely smell it. Like in the dry down, it smells like hazelnut, like literal like Nutella spread. It's like nutty and sweet and super well rounded, and again overall kind of gives off this like unisex vibe, but it's also like in the gourmand family because it is so intensely like sweet, but it doesn't necessarily smell like food. But this is just overall like a really sophisticated but fun like type of scent, and it's very, very sexy. You kind of just have to pick and choose based off of what you think your preference is more. If you like chocolatey notes and a little bit more like deeply gourmand, go for this guy, but I personally could not pick between the two. Like I literally cannot. I love them both equally in like different ways. And on me, both of these scents, because they're so strong and they project like crazy, they last on me for a very, very long time. I feel like that's kind of something that all the perfumes that I just shared with you guys have in common. I don't think any of these lack lasting power. Like they're all like powerhouse type of scents, but all the while being super affordable, which I feel like is hard to come across. So yeah, so that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you got some new fragrance recommendations, and leave me yours in the comments. As I said, I always buy your perfume recommendations, and thanks to you guys, I have so many like amazing perfumes in my collection. So thank you to whoever, if I find your comment, I really hope I do, but whoever recommended me the Intimate Silhouette perfume, thank you. But yeah, leave me any other like cheapy kind of like golden ticket item that you have found that just completely blew you away. That's like my favorite thing in the world. You guys know I'm like passionate about finding affordable scents. But that is it for today. I hope you liked this video. Please subscribe to my channel and turn your post notifications on, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.